Hello, friends. Welcome. My name is Sarah, your host of Sisters Only. I am a sister, I have a sister, and that means you also have one in me. So let's hang out, yap, share some secrets, but don't forget this stays between us. Good evening, mofos. Welcome back to my podcast. Welcome to my fucking podcast. The fuck? This is the first fucking episode and I'm already treating it like, welcome back to my podcast. No, bitch, this is fucking episode 1, so welcome. I thank you for being here. I'm just fucking here, honestly, just fucking around. I don't even give a fuck how this podcast ends up. We're just fucking around and we're finding out. This is for shits and giggles. I genuinely just heard a fucking screech or a scream outside of my window and I just paused for a moment and was like, what the fuck? Anyway, welcome. I just got done bathing my little burnt eyeballs in chamomile tea bags. Bless my best friend. I was up. Right now it's fucking, what time is it? It's fucking 2 a.m. And me over here at this hour, what do? I'm scrolling in bed, catching up on all of my text messages that I did not fucking text back to or reply back to. Sorry, friends. I'm sorry. Yes, I'm one of those fucking people that I can't help it. My day is already overwhelming. I go to work, I wake up, I do my shit, and yes, I don't reply to every single fucking message. And so at the end of the night, when I'm doing my little midnight phone scroll, I'd be catching up on my messages, and that is what I'm doing now. And I ended up just replying. All my friends were probably like, what the fuck, why is this bitch texting at 1:30 a.m.? You know what I mean? But one of them was awake, and I was telling her how my eyes burned because I wore makeup today at work. And no matter how many times I wash the fucking makeup off, my eyes will burn. And she's like, girl, go soak your eyeballs in chamomile tea bags. And I was like, wait, I never knew about this. I think I heard about something along like you can put tea bags under your eyes. I don't really know why people would do that. But she's like, girl, it'll help. And I was like, so I went to my fucking kitchen. I whipped out my tea and I soaked that shit in warm water and bam, plopped it on my eyeballs. What do you know? My eyeballs feel so much better. They look fucking red as hell, I can't lie, but they feel so much better. So anyway, how was my day? How was your guys' day? Genuinely tell me, how the fuck was your day? What did you do? What did you eat today? What did you drink? What was your drink of choice? What was your favorite meal of the day? What was something that made your day feel good? Because my day, let me think. Sorry, my day at work, it is 1:30 a.m. My thoughts are all over the place, so I apologize in advance. But I literally woke up and honestly had a good little start to my day. I watched a movie, which is so unlike me. I'm not a bitch that watches fucking movies in the morning. I don't know why the idea of watching a fucking movie in the morning gives me the ick. I could be outside in the sun. I could be tanning. I could be on a jog. I could be working out. I could be vlogging, recording, doing that shit. Watching a movie, no. I used to be that kind of bitch that would wake up in the morning and literally just be like, let's have a little morning show. And this was, mind you, in fucking high school, growing up in middle school and shit. That was like my thing. Hold on, there's screaming happening, I think. I don't know what the fuck is happening outside, but it had me concerned. I can hear some shit, but I don't know what it is. But anyway, back in the day, I was a bitch that fucking loved a good movie, a good TV show in the morning. But after I built myself a routine, not even built myself a routine, after I started doing some more shit, I realized, fuck, I actually don't like sitting on my ass and not doing anything. Because then, after getting into a routine and doing hobbies, once I just did some shit, I realized when I was sitting on my bed in the morning, I didn't like that feeling. I was like, ugh, because I got so accustomed to that for so long growing up because me being a little fat ass. And I'm just, hey, I can call myself a fat ass because in my eyes, I fucking was. Like, yes, I woke up, I did not do anything. Like, growing up, my family did not really put me into sports or some shit. So my fucking mornings, what did they consist of? Waking up on the weekends. I'm talking about weekends, not waking up in school. My ass slept fucking 30 minutes before I had to leave the house for school. But on the weekends, oh no, I would wake up and just fucking watch a TV show. We would watch a TV show. I would be glued to my couch all fucking day long. And so after that, obviously, I'm not going to even dive into life after I moved out, but after that whole shebang, we moved out, we matured. I was like, you know what? I am what? 20 something years old. I need to do some stuff with my life. I can't just keep going down that road of this was my life in high school and we're going to keep doing that same shit. No, I need to spice it up. So of course, when I got my first apartment with my sister, we fucking was like, we need to work out. You know what I mean? I knew in my heart when I moved out, I told myself, this is the thing with me. Listen, whenever I want change in my life, I literally I check in within myself. So I don't even know how to explain it. It's just anytime I've wanted change, I literally have a conversation with myself out loud by myself. Nobody can hear me. I reserve a time, I reserve a place, and I literally sit down and I have a conversation with myself and I decide this is what needs to be done for the life that I want. And I've done that. I'm not kidding. Literally in school, a long time ago, before I started high school, because middle school was fucking treacherous. It was terrible for me. I felt like I didn't know who I was. I struggled to make friends. I just didn't feel like I was being my fullest potential. And before I got in high school, I literally looked myself in the mirror. I had a full ass conversation, was like, bitch, you need to fucking change. We're not fucking doing this anymore. You're not going to be a fucking shy, quiet kid. You need to make friends. You need to get out of your comfort zone and you need to fucking do something, because this fucking routine, the way that you are being, it's not going to get you far. And I knew that. And so I literally sat down and told myself, bitch, you need to make friends. So I fucking did. And ever since then, yes, I'm that bitch that fucking is probably weird and talks to themselves and is like, you need to do this. And I literally talk to myself. I don't give a fuck, because for me, it fucking helps. So anyway, where was I going with that thought? Oh, ever since then, I've sat down, I've had conversations with myself, and now anytime I want change, I literally talk to myself about it and I make that shit happen. And so when I moved into my first apartment, I was like, we need to work out, and we fucking did. I'm so fucking proud of myself with the way that I decided to move the way that I did after I moved out into my first apartment with my sister. I'm so fucking proud of myself. When I tell you I locked the fuck in, I meant business. Because mind you, when I moved into my first apartment with my sister, I was like, I don't want to say necessarily out of shape. I just didn't feel confident. That feeling of feeling so not confident built up to such an extent where I knew change had to happen. I felt like I hit rock bottom in my self-esteem, my confidence, that there was literally nowhere to go but up. It was scary, that level of that space that I was in, how deep and dark it was. I hit rock bottom, and I truly believe to this day, if change doesn't happen until you're in that spot. And that might be controversial to say, but for me, the most amount of change I've ever made in my life has come from a spot of being at the bottom and having nowhere to crawl but up. I've never been, for me, growing up, being a chubby kid in school, I always made goals to be better and to have a better routine. But I realized whenever I attempted to make change, I wasn't fully, and this might sound really fucked up, I was never fully tired of my behavior. I wasn't sick of how I looked in the mirror. I wasn't fully the self-hatred wasn't at an all-time high. I could deal with the way I was looking and feeling, but I didn't fully hate it enough to want it to change, if that makes sense. Where am I going with these thoughts? I'm so sorry. I feel like I just went from so many different tangents, but I don't really give a fuck. This is just how my brain is. So if you're keeping up, I applaud you, because my fucking brain, the way it works, holy fuck. Also, no, I'm not gonna fucking apologize. I was gonna say I'm so sorry for cursing. I'm fucking not. Why would I be sorry? This is how I speak. The thoughts come out better when I can just say whatever the fuck is on my mind, and cursing helps. It really does. That's just cursing. I don't take it seriously. I really don't. Like growing up, cursing was a part of my family's language, and it wasn't taken seriously. It was just like, oh, this is just how we speak. So anyway, I genuinely don't remember why I was talking about gym and working out and making change, but we're here. I'm tired. Oh, I'm so fucking tired. Work had me fucked up with how fucking slow it was, which if you're curious as to what I do for work, I'm a server. I work in a restaurant. We've been doing it for the last couple years, and I will happily and gladly say the restaurant has done me so much in terms of financial goals. It has helped me so much, but oh my god, it is not for the weak. I will tell you, the way that the service industry has taught me and grown, it has taught me so much, but it has also changed my outlook on the world, and it's also changed my outlook on how I treat people when I'm out in the world, especially in a service industry job. Let's say you work in retail, if you work in a restaurant, wherever you work, it has changed the way that I treat people whenever I come across anybody. I feel like I'm a fucking, the socialness of me that has, what the fuck am I saying? What the fuck was that sentence? I don't know what the fuck I'm trying to say, but the way I interact out and about in the real world, the social anxiety still comes up, but I do my best to always treat people with kindness, and I move forward with that because of the way I'm treated at my job. I'm like, holy fuck, what the fuck is wrong with you people? It has made me realize, oh my god, the people's true colors really come out in a restaurant when they're hungry. I'm not kidding. I'm really not fucking kidding. Hey, I don't blame them. When I'm fucking hungry, oh my god, the colors come out. I'm a bitch. I can be a bitch. But if I'm in a restaurant, oh girl, you won't know. I would never. The last person I'm treating rude to or getting all my bad energy out because I'm hungry is a fucking service worker. That is the last person I'm lashing out at. The fuck? No. Anyway, the service industry, I will say, it has helped me a lot financially. Do I see myself doing this for forever? Hell no. Hell to the fucking no. I think I'll lose my head before, I don't know where I was going with that thought, but I will lose my head if I stay in this industry for too long, I will admit. It does me in so badly. Oh my god. I feel like it, one, drains me. It drains the shit out of me, I will say. My social battery is already low. I'm just a very antisocial person. I love being around my friends and my family, but I will say I'm one of those people that hangs out and then I'm like, we can't hang out for, not that we can't hang out, I just choose not to engage in social interactions or activities for at least 2 months after a hangout. That might seem excessive. I'm just that way. I really am that way. And then other times, if I'm not in my luteal phase and I'm in my other phases in my cycle and I feel happy, I can do a couple time hangouts. But where's I going with all this? Please remind me if anybody can remember where I was going with that. The noises I'm hearing outside of my apartment, what the actual crap. Anyway, oh, that's where I was going. Yes, the service industry. No, I will say it's been a blessing, but it's also been like, oh my god, it's just made me realize I can't be in this for too long, which you might be wondering, girl, you're not going to be in this for too long. Well, where are you going to go with it? Where am I going to go? That's a great fucking question. Where the fuck am I going to go? I know wherever life takes me, I am following what my, and this might sound really like, girl, you have no plan. I don't have a plan. I haven't had a plan since I dropped out of college. I really haven't. But wherever life takes me, I'm just letting my gut lead me in the right direction, because I won't lie, my gut has never been wrong about shit. It has not. I've listened to my gut, whether it's an instinct about something, a feeling on something, I follow my gut with whatever I do. And I feel like for the longest time I leaned away from that, but recently I've really been leaning into it. And I realized, holy fuck, girl, your gut told you this and you were right. And I'm not gonna lean away from that, because why the fuck would I? Bitch, the fuck? That's a superpower. That's amazing. How awesome is that to think, like, you get a feeling about something and then down the road you realize, oh shit, you were right. That's a fucking superpower. Tell me I'm wrong. That's fucking cool, if I say so myself. But no, when it comes to what I plan to do, what I'm interested in, genuinely what makes me happy is when I'm creative. When I can just dive into something creatively and I can just focus all of my energy on that, no matter what it could be. Like, even if it's fucking coloring, I don't give a fuck what it is. It could be fucking painting, could be going on a walk, it could be working out. Anything that allows me to be creative with it, I feel so at peace and I feel so happy. Especially with YouTube, it takes a lot for me, I will say, to record a YouTube video. But when I am doing it, I'm sitting down and I'm recording and I'm like fucking filming, I fucking love that shit. Love it so much. I think it's something to do with my brain. Tell me if anybody else, please tell me if you deal with this too. When I'm sitting at home and I'm doom scrolling, well, one, being on your phone, doom scrolling, that in and of itself is probably not fucking good for you. So of course it's gonna make you feel like shit. But I will say, when I'm doing shit like that, what am I trying to say? Doing things that make me feel like I'm not doing it. Doing things that make me forget I'm doing it, and I'm like, oh wait, I'm doing this. Does that make sense? Mindless activities, maybe that's what I'm trying to think. Just doing shit that does, I don't know what I'm trying to say. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say, but I love when I can just feel like I'm getting lost in the creativity or creative aspect of the activity that I'm doing. Does that make sense? I love that, because then when I'm like, I zone out and I'm just working hard, time went by really fast. And then when I check back in reality and I'm like, oh fuck, I've been here for a couple hours doing this. Holy fuck. That feeling, oh my God, I love that feeling, because I'm like, holy fuck, I've been productive for this number of hours and I haven't felt sad. That probably sounds crazy to say out loud. I don't know why. It makes sense to me. It really makes sense. But anyway, we should be more creative. I just realized we should genuinely be more creative with my life, because I've realized when I can just be creative and I can just create things and just do fun shit like that, I feel so happy. And I don't know why I don't lean. I do know why. I think I just get lost in my negative thinking process and overthinking, and I let the negative thoughts play on replay. And then once that happens, I just sit there and I'm like, I allow myself to sit in that, and then I'm like, well, fuck, I'm not doing it, so I might as well continue not doing it. It becomes a negative spiral is what I'm trying to say, but I'm trying to lean away from it. And you know what? This podcast is an example of that. I am leaning away from it. I'm stepping into a space where I can fucking talk and just be happy and vent, and I'm just being me, and we are moving away from it, and talking out loud helps me get out of the bad funk that I can be in sometimes. So here we are. I just realized how much yapping I just did, and I'm genuinely so sorry if that was a lot. I just jumped from one thought to the next, and I probably took 0 breaks. I apologize if that was a lot, but also I did that for me. Like, I feel better, so I hope maybe I've made you feel better. I don't know, but anyway, I don't really know what I want this podcast to be. I really don't. I think it's honestly just going to be a lap space. That's crazy. A yap space is what I meant to say. YAP. A yap space where I can just talk about shit, feel happy, get things off my chest, because I do this all the time with my sister. Genuinely, we have our little fucking voice memos 24/7. We've really been on our FaceTime game, I won't lie. But when we are busy, obviously, we send each other's voice memos throughout the day. And it's honestly was some of the best times of the day for myself, because I feel so happy when I hear her voice, and just, I don't know, something about voice memos and catching up with people through voice memos makes me so fucking happy. I feel like it's my own little podcast show for the day. You know what I mean? It feels so good. And oh my God, my nose actually is so plugged up right now, and I'm laying on my bed and I can feel the phlegm flowing to the back of my throat. It's disgusting. I'm so sorry. Oh my God. That probably sounds like I'm doing coke. I'm so sorry. Can I even say that on here? Can I say that? I don't condone drugs of that nature. I'm not doing it. I know it sounds like it, but I'm not. Anyway, I'm going to let you guys go, because that was a lot of yapping. That was a lot of, I don't know what, a lot of nothing. And we will see what more is to come from this podcast. And I really hope that you enjoyed that little, what was it, 20 minutes of just pure yapping and weird thoughts. I don't know what I want the name of this podcast to be. Hopefully by the time this episode is up, you are already made aware of what the name of this episode is. I've been debating on naming it Misfits or naming it like Mofo, or so I want a 1-syllable name. I'm not really sure what, but I really want a 1-syllable vibe name to my podcast little channel. So we will see. But anyway, I love you, babes, and I wish you all the best. I hope you guys have a great night. I hope you feel happy and at peace. I hope you had a good meal, and I will catch you guys back next time when I decide to fucking yap again. And who knows, maybe this will turn into a little Q&A of vibe. I love giving my opinion on shit. I really do. Anyway, I love you guys. Bye.